I love how the name suggests the one thing you shouldn't do. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Back here for another day of lockdown week. Today, honestly, it does hit a little bit close to home what sort of situation I'm in currently. If you can't hear, there are some people trying to get into my house. Have succeeded getting into my house.
What do you think it is? I don't know. Let's check upstairs.
So I thought that the best course of action would be to watch something that would hopefully help me out in this mess. Panic Room. Directed by David Fincher, starring Jodie Foster, Jared Leto, Kristen Stewart, Forest Whitaker, and Dwight Yoakam. Set in a rich estate of New York City, where a mother and her daughter decide to move on with their lives after a very messy divorce. All is well until three men decide to break into their home and do more than just rob. So is this movie a tense thrill ride?
You think he's got more than one person in here?
Let's find out. Kick it into the good.
I don't fucking care. Just break it down.
As quickly as possible. David Fincher is probably one of my favorite directors. So many incredible movies. Seven, Fight Club, Zodiac, Gone Girl.
Alien 3? Why are you helping him? I don't know. I thought people should know.
And he has this way of showing his ideas on each page, each moment that this movie gives off. It is tense, fast-paced, mysterious, and keeps you thinking right to the very end. Methodical, and shows every inch of the house. This is where we're going to be for the next 2 hours. We need to be able to know exactly where we are, the characters that we're dealing with, and what exactly the situation is that they're in. The actors that are in this are doing a phenomenal job, notably Jodie Foster and Forest Whitaker, which comes in around the halfway point in terms of their full acting chops that we've seen throughout tons of different movies that they've been in. But my number one favorite, and I can't believe I'm about to say this, Jared Leto.
What the fuck? That clown?
He shows the most enthusiasm, the most charisma. One of the most in-depth characters that I've seen in a David Fincher movie. His goals are well thought out. He knows exactly how to play it. He's more than just a robber, and comes across as someone you would expect to see in this type of dilemma. Because the one thing that ties all of this together, visuals might be impressive, show off the full directorial talent of what David Fincher can deliver, but the score is something very special. Even though it's just the opening credits, you're given a taste of exactly what sort of movie we're about to deal with. Although it shows a downtown Manhattan, beautiful sunny skies and bustling streets, is the sheer inducing trauma that is about to unfold before you. Mysterious. When to raise the tension and when to completely cut out. There are at least several moments moving my hands in a frantic way as if I was right there with the characters. That type of feeling while you're watching a movie is something special. You want to root for the characters and you want to see them succeed. No matter what the outcome is, you just want to see how it ends. Every idea that it puts through it. The simplicity breaking a mirror so they know exactly where the person is in the house. Incredible to watch. However thought out a code is for a door, there's always a way to break in.
Man, this sounds so good. Wait, ain't we supposed to be breaking in? Oh, god damn it.
Going back to the actors, though I liked every single one of their performances, you could replace everyone in this movie with someone else and you would probably get the same result. I love Jodie Foster in whatever she is in. She does show a strong female lead. She always has and she always will. She was trying to be a loving, caring mother who would do anything to protect her family. That wasn't shown until halfway through, which is a real shame. We've seen her do these sort of movies. Do them in a better way. Same with Forest Whitaker. Though he's being one of the better antagonists, which you'd always expect Forest Whitaker to be the good guy in a movie, didn't show off his talents until about the halfway mark. Someone like Jared Leto, who was giving it his all right from minute one. The writing isn't really that special. Overshadowed by the cleverness, how the scenes play out, and the cinematography, and everything else that's in this. I mean, what would you really expect to hear? Two people that are locked in a room that are trying to call the outside world. A lot of screaming. A lot of shouting. Turn it down! A lot of swearing. Fuck! And a lot of ideas.
This could work.
One of the biggest problems I had with it, very forced, that honestly they could have just done without. Having one of the main antagonists wearing something to cover his face could have been one of the big David Fincher twists that we all love to see.
What's in the box?
But instead was just plot device. Used once and never used again. If you're trying to cover up one of your antagonist's faces, there's got to be a reason for it. If anything, that was one of my biggest mysteries as I was watching this, and sadly got answered in the space of 10 seconds. Lazy. All of these bad pinpoints and all of these little issues, it doesn't fault it from being one of the most tense movies that I've seen in a long time. Being such a huge David Fincher fan that I didn't even realize that he directed this. It's something to behold. It's perfectly paced, pretty good performances, ideas that flow beautifully, scenery and cinematography that are on point, and a score to match. This is one that you cannot miss. Don't see how you could have, since this came out in 2002. If anything, it gives you some ideas of what to do during a panic situation, but definitely hoping that it doesn't happen to you. That's why Panic Room gets. Now, I always like to end my reviews with a quote from the film. The issue is I don't really have a lot of time, so I'm just gonna do one as quickly as I possibly can. I can't go to jail, man. I'm not built for that shit. You know it when you see it. But that being said, did you see it? Will you see it? If so, let me know in the comments if I'm still here. Until then, I've been DJ, and always remember,
You're gonna get what's coming to you, motherfucker.
Not just because of what you said about Jodie Foster.
God damn it, Jeff.
take whatever you want, alright?
The safe with $500,000 in it, where is it?
I don't know anything about a safe, I swear.
We were told that there was supposed to be $500,000 inside of a safe at 7 Bruckheimer Boulevard.
That's next door.
Told you, Chief.
Damn it, Jeff.
You can get a bit aggressive at times. Have a nice day.
It's just because I like dating three, isn't it?
Just keep walking.
Did you see it? Well, that's certainly one way to have a day of lockdown weekend. Wonder what other crazy endeavors are on the horizon.
All employees, lend me your full attention. In 2 hours, we want 30 of you dead. Your chance of survival increases by following my orders. Begin.